Hello, dear friends. I am someone who has journeyed through more than 6 decades of life. With wrinkles that tell tales of time, joys, and challenges. At this age, I deeply understand that health is the most precious gift. And nothing is more painful than when the body begins to resist. Especially with the creeping aches of arthritis that infiltrate every moment of the day. Mornings when I wake up with joints so stiff they feel rusted. Moments when I long to hold a warm cup of tea but my hands tremble with pain. Or the sorrow of no longer having the strength to do the things I once loved, like tending my garden, playing with my grandchildren, or simply strolling to watch the sunset. I've been through it all, and I know how difficult those feelings can be. But today, I want to share with you a long journey I've traveled, not with expensive pills or far-fetched promises, but from my own humble kitchen. 5 plant-based foods: lentils, chickpeas, tofu, quinoa, and black beans have become my steadfast companions, helping me reduce pain, regain comfort, and rediscover joy in life. So, please, sit down, and let me tell you my story, as an old friend sharing from the heart, with the hope that it will inspire you. Arthritis, a silent foe, but not unbeatable. When I was young, I never imagined that my joints would become a problem. I used to frolic in the garden, picking ripe tomatoes, or play with my grandchildren until the sun dipped below the horizon. I'd walk miles just to watch the sunset by the river, feeling the cool breeze on my face. Life back then was carefree, and I assumed health would always be by my side. But as the years piled on, arthritis arrived like an uninvited guest who refused to leave. Dull, persistent pain began to settle in my knees, wrists, and lower back. Mornings came when my joints were so stiff I had to sit for minutes, breathing deeply, just to stand. And there were days when simple tasks, like opening a jar of jam or holding a sewing needle, a hobby from my youth, became daunting challenges. I remember one time, as I struggled to tie my shoelaces to head to the market. My wrist throbbed so sharply that I had to stop, tears welling up. It wasn't just the pain, it was the helplessness. As if my body was betraying me. I used to think this was the price of aging, that I had no choice but to accept it and live with it. Doctors prescribed all sorts of medications, painkillers, anti-inflammatories, and advice to stay positive. The drugs worked, but only temporarily. I didn't like the idea of depending on them for life, and side effects like stomach pain or fatigue made me even more anxious. I began to wonder, is there a more natural way? Can I help my body from within, with something simple and familiar? The answer came one afternoon as I rummaged through my kitchen, looking for something to cook for dinner. An old magazine, quietly resting on a shelf, opened a new door. An article inside spoke of how food can impact health, not just nourishing the body but reducing inflammation, soothing pain, and restoring balance. I read it avidly, jotting down every detail, and thus began my journey of discovery. That's when I found the power of 5 plant-based foods: lentils, chickpeas, tofu, quinoa, and black beans. They weren't luxurious or hard to find ingredients but simple, affordable, and easy to prepare. They changed how I viewed health and, more importantly, helped me regain control over my body. Let me share the details of each, along with the changes they brought, hoping you'll find the motivation to try them. 1. Lentils. A tiny friend with mighty power. When I first heard about lentils, I thought, just a type of bean, how could it make a difference? I used to see them as something relegated to bland soups at restaurants or forgettable side dishes. But, dear friends, don't let the humble appearance of these tiny grains fool you. Lentils are a nutritional treasure, especially for those with arthritis like me. They've become an indispensable companion in my kitchen, helping me reduce pain, ease joint stiffness, and feel lighter each day. Why are lentils special? First and foremost, lentils are an excellent source of plant-based protein. At my age, I've realized that muscles and joints need protein to stay strong and recover. When joints ache, strong muscles act like a supportive friend, reducing pressure on them and easing pain. But not all proteins are equal. Red meat, though I loved a good beef stew in my younger days, can increase inflammation in the body, making my joints hurt more. Lentils are different. They provide abundant protein without harm. strengthening muscles to support joints and naturally reducing pain. What truly impressed me, though, are the other nutrients in lentils. They're packed with magnesium, a mineral I wish I'd known about sooner. Magnesium is like a natural relaxant, easing tense muscles, reducing morning joint stiffness, and soothing nerve pain. There were days when my wrists hurt so much I couldn't hold my sewing needle. A cherished hobby from my youth. I thought I'd have to give it up. But since adding lentils to my meals, things have gotten easier. My wrists hurt less, and I've been able to sew little handkerchiefs for my grandchildren again. That's a joy no pill could ever bring. Then there's potassium, a nutrient rarely mentioned but incredibly important. Potassium helps the body flush out excess sodium, the culprit behind swelling and fluid retention. Have you ever noticed your hands or knees swelling, especially after a salty meal? I've been there, and it's an uncomfortable feeling, like my joints were being squeezed. Potassium in lentils acts like a cleaner, reducing swelling and making joints feel more at ease. I've noticed my knees feel less heavy, and my hands don't swell by the end of the day, especially during humid weather when arthritis tends to worsen. Don't overlook the fiber and folate in lentils. Fiber helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing inflammation spikes caused by blood sugar surges. Once, I indulged in a sugary feast at my grandchild's birthday, and the next day, my joints ached terribly, as if my body was protesting. Fiber in lentils keeps blood sugar steady, reducing inflammation and maintaining balance. Folate, meanwhile, lowers homocysteine, a blood compound that can increase joint pain when elevated. I'm no scientist, but I feel the difference. My body is lighter, less painful, and brimming with energy. How to use lentils in meals. You don't need to be a skilled chef to cook lentils. They're so easy to prepare that even I, once clumsy in the kitchen, can whip up delicious dishes. Here are some ways I use lentils, with detailed recipes for you to try. Warm lentil soup, my go-to on chilly days. You'll need 1 cup red lentils, 1 diced carrot, 1 chopped onion, 1 chopped celery stalk, 2 minced garlic cloves, 4 cups vegetable broth, 1 teaspoon turmeric, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Rinse the lentils. Add all ingredients to a pot. Bring to a boil, then simmer for 30 minutes. Add a splash of lemon juice before serving for extra zest. This soup is not only tasty but warms the body and soothes joints. Spicy lentil curry. For those who love bold flavors, try this. Use 1 cup green lentils, 1 chopped onion, 2 minced garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon minced ginger, 1 cup crushed tomatoes, 1 cup coconut milk, 1 tablespoon curry powder, half a teaspoon turmeric, and a pinch of chili powder. Adjust to taste. Sauté onion, garlic, and ginger until fragrant. Add tomatoes and spices. Then stir in lentils and coconut milk. Simmer for 30 to 40 minutes. Serve with rice or whole grain bread. Delicious. Fresh lentil salad, perfect for a light lunch. Cook 1 cup black lentils. Let cool, and mix with halved cherry tomatoes, sliced cucumber, chopped parsley, and 2 tablespoons olive oil. Add a pinch of salt, pepper, and lemon juice for extra creaminess. Toss in some avocado slices. This salad is not only tasty but leaves you feeling light and energized. Lentil veggie burger, a hit with my grandkids. Blend 1 cup cooked lentils with 1/2 chopped onion, 1 garlic clove, 1/4 cup whole wheat flour, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Form into patties and pan fry until golden. Serve in a bun with lettuce, tomato, and a dab of mustard. The kids don't even realize it's vegan, and I'm thrilled knowing I'm nourishing them with wholesome food. The beauty of lentils is that they don't require overnight soaking like some beans. Just rinse, add to a pot with water or broth. Bring to a boil, and simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. I often cook a big batch on weekends. Store it in the fridge, and use it throughout the week. Lentils come in different varieties: red, green, black, each with slightly different textures and flavors. So experiment to find your favorite. Red lentils soften quickly, ideal for soups, while green lentils hold their shape, perfect for salads. A little tip: combine lentils with other anti-inflammatory foods. For instance, add a teaspoon of turmeric to your soup or a sprinkle of black pepper to enhance curcumin absorption from turmeric. Toss in greens like spinach or kale. Or a squeeze of lemon juice for added flavor and benefits. I started eating lentils twice a week. And now they're a staple in nearly every meal. My joints are grateful. And I'm overjoyed to have found a solution so simple yet effective. 2. Chickpeas. A hidden gem in the kitchen. Next, let's talk about chickpeas, a food I call a hidden gem. The first time I encountered them in hummus at a family gathering, I thought they were just a quirky snack. Nothing remarkable. But after digging deeper, I realized chickpeas are a nutritional powerhouse, especially for those with arthritis. They've become an essential part of my kitchen, bringing relief and joy every time I cook. Chickpeas don't just ease my joint pain, they make me feel younger. As if my body has been given a new lease on life. The power of chickpeas. Like lentils, chickpeas are a fantastic source of plant-based protein, strengthening muscles to support joints. At my age, muscles weaken, and joints bear more strain, leading to pain. Chickpeas help me maintain muscle strength without relying on red meat, which can worsen arthritis due to its saturated fats. But what sets chickpeas apart is polyphenols, powerful antioxidants. They're like tiny soldiers, protecting cells from damage and reducing inflammation. Every time I eat chickpeas, I feel like I'm armoring my joints against pain. Chickpeas also contain vitamin C, crucial for producing collagen, the cushion between bones. Without collagen, joints creak and ache with every movement. Since eating chickpeas regularly, my hands and knees feel more flexible, with fewer cracking sounds. Once, I clenched my fist tightly and was amazed, it didn't hurt like before. I could even use scissors to trim flowers in my garden without stopping due to pain, a small but meaningful victory. Don't forget the magnesium and fiber in chickpeas. Magnesium relaxes muscles, eases stiffness, and improves sleep, a precious gift when living with chronic pain. I used to lose sleep over joint pain, tossing and turning for hours, waking up exhausted. Since adding chickpeas to my diet, I sleep better, waking up refreshed, as if my body has been recharged. Fiber keeps blood sugar stable, preventing inflammation from blood sugar spikes. Once, I overindulged in sweets at a wedding, and the next day, my joints ached as if punished. Now, I make sure to include chickpeas to keep things balanced. Turning chickpeas into delicious dishes. Chickpeas are incredibly versatile, which is why I adore them. They can transform into dozens of dishes, from snacks to main courses, savory to sweet. Here are some of my go-to recipes, with details. Classic hummus, easy and always a crowd pleaser. Blend 1 cup cooked chickpeas, 2 tablespoons tahini, 2 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, and a pinch of salt. Add chickpea cooking liquid to adjust consistency. I dip carrots, cucumbers, or whole grain bread in it. For a twist, sprinkle with paprika or chopped parsley. Crispy roasted chickpeas, a healthy snack to replace potato chips. Rinse and dry 1 cup cooked chickpeas. Toss with 1 tablespoon olive oil, half a teaspoon salt, and half a teaspoon chili powder. Roast at 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for 20 to 25 minutes. Shaking the tray halfway. They're crunchy, tastier than store-bought snacks, and great for joints. Chickpea curry, a rich dinner option. Sauté 1 chopped onion, 2 minced garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon minced ginger with 1 tablespoon curry powder and half a teaspoon turmeric. Add 1 cup cooked chickpeas, 1 cup crushed tomatoes, and 1 cup coconut milk. Simmer for 20 minutes. Serve with quinoa or whole grain bread, delicious and nourishing. Mediterranean chickpea salad. Cook 1 cup chickpeas. Mix with cherry tomatoes, cucumber, black olives, parsley, and 2 tablespoons olive oil. Add a pinch of salt, pepper, and lemon juice. This refreshing, easy dish is perfect for summer. Chickpea cookies. Sounds odd, but so good. Blend 1 cup cooked chickpeas with 1/4 cup honey, 1/4 cup peanut butter, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Mix with 1/4 cup oats and 1/4 cup chocolate chips. Shape into cookies. Chill for 30 minutes. These are mildly sweet, healthy, and a hit with my grandkids. Chickpeas come canned or dried. If using canned, rinse to remove excess sodium. If you have time, soak dried chickpeas overnight and cook, cheaper and you control the seasoning. I make chickpeas 3 times a week, and my body seems to thank me. A tip: pair chickpeas with anti-inflammatory foods like greens, turmeric, or avocado for added benefits. For example, add spinach to chickpea curry or use hummus as a salad dressing. Your joints will feel the difference. 3. Tofu, the anti-inflammatory secret of soy. Tofu was once a stranger in my kitchen. I thought it was only for vegetarians or complex Asian dishes I'd never dare try. But when I discovered its power, tofu became an indispensable ally in my fight against arthritis pain. It's not flashy or heavily marketed, but what it offers is truly remarkable. Tofu has helped me move more easily, hurt less, and feel more confident in my body. What makes tofu special? Made from soybeans, tofu is a complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids. This is vital for repairing muscles and joints, especially as age weakens us. Strong muscles reduce joint pressure, easing pain. My knees used to feel weak, each step a stab of pain. Tofu helped me rebuild strength, like a quiet friend supporting me from within. What I love about tofu is its omega-3 fatty acids, healthy fats that reduce inflammation. I used to think omega-3s were only in fish, and since I don't eat fish often, I worried about missing out. Tofu proved plants can deliver too. Omega-3s reduce the production of inflammatory compounds, making joints less swollen, stiff, and painful. After a few weeks of eating tofu, the red, swollen days in my knees dwindled, and I could walk longer without tiring. Tofu also provides calcium and is often fortified with vitamin D, both essential for strong bones. At my age, weak bones increase joint stress, causing pain. Tofu supports my bones and joints without relying on dairy, which sometimes triggers inflammation due to my mild lactose sensitivity. A doctor once praised my bone density for my age, and I credit tofu for a big part of that. Finally, tofu contains isoflavones, compounds that reduce inflammation and improve joint flexibility. I don't claim tofu is a miracle cure, but since eating it regularly, I move more easily and hurt less, especially on cold, rainy days when joints typically ache most. A study I read suggested that regular soy consumption improves joint flexibility, especially for rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know if that's the main reason, but I feel the difference, and that's what matters most. How to cook tofu. Tofu's bland taste intimidated me at first, but I learned it's a strength. It absorbs any flavor you add, from fragrant garlic to savory soy sauce. Here are some dishes I make with recipes. Crispy tofu. Cut 1 block firm tofu into squares. Press out water with paper towels and await for 15 minutes. Marinate with 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 tablespoon minced ginger, and 1 minced garlic clove for 30 minutes. Pan fry until golden with 1 tablespoon olive oil. Serve with rice and stir-fried veggies or in a sandwich with lettuce and tomato. It's crispy outside, soft inside, and delicious. Tofu curry. Sauté 1 chopped onion, 2 minced garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon minced ginger with 1 tablespoon curry powder and half a teaspoon turmeric. Add 1 block firm tofu, cubed, 1 cup crushed tomatoes, and 1 cup coconut milk. Simmer for 15 minutes. Stir in spinach before serving. This is rich, fragrant, and joint-friendly. Silken tofu soup. Add 1/2 block silken tofu, cubed, to a pot of pumpkin soup. Blend 1 cup boiled pumpkin with 2 cups vegetable broth. Season with salt, pepper, and 1 tablespoon miso, optional. Heat gently. Don't boil. It's smooth, comforting, and nutritious. Tofu smoothie. Sounds strange, but it's tasty. Blend 1/4 block silken tofu with 1 banana, 1/2 cup frozen strawberries, 1 cup plant milk, and 1 tablespoon honey. It's creamy, naturally sweet, and a great way to add tofu to breakfast. Tofu is affordable, easy to find, and stores well. I keep a few blocks in my fridge for quick meals. If you're new to tofu, start with firm or extra firm tofu. Press out water, and marinate before cooking for better flavor. For creamy dishes, silken tofu is perfect. I use tofu 2 to 3 times a week. Paired with turmeric, greens, or whole grains to boost anti-inflammatory effects. A tip: if you're concerned about soy and hormones, choose organic tofu and eat in moderation. I've eaten tofu for years without issues. But listen to your body. For me, tofu is a gift from nature, helping me reduce pain and live healthier. 4. Quinoa, small grain, big benefits. One day, my grandchild brought me a bag of tiny grains called quinoa. I thought it was a trendy superfood, too expensive and impractical for someone like me. But after trying it, I realized quinoa is a fantastic food for my joints. And it's not costly if bought in bulk at markets or stores. Quinoa has become a staple in my diet, making me feel stronger and more flexible. Why is quinoa helpful? Quinoa is a pseudo-cereal, actually a seed, but a complete protein. Like tofu, providing all 9 essential amino acids to repair muscles and support joints. Strong muscles ease joint pressure, reducing pain. What's special is quinoa's antioxidants, like quercetin and camphorol, which reduce inflammation and protect cells. My knees ached less after a few weeks of eating quinoa, especially when climbing stairs, a task that used to be daunting. Quinoa is rich in magnesium and fiber, relaxing muscles and stabilizing blood sugar, key to controlling inflammation. Magnesium eases tension in my shoulders and neck, sore from poor posture. Fiber prevents inflammation from blood sugar spikes, which I monitor after overindulging in sweets. Quinoa also has zinc, supporting immunity and reducing chronic inflammation, vital for arthritis sufferers like me. I used to feel drained from arthritis, but quinoa gives me energy, as if I've shed a few years. Another plus: quinoa is easy to digest. Unlike some grains that feel heavy, it's a perfect substitute for white rice, which can spike blood sugar and trigger inflammation. Quinoa is also gluten-free, great for friends with gluten sensitivity. How to use quinoa? Quinoa cooks as easily as rice, even for someone like me who's no kitchen expert. Rinse to remove bitter saponins. Cook with water, 1:2 ratio. Boil, then simmer for 15 minutes. Here are some dishes I make. Quinoa veggie salad. Cook 1 cup quinoa. Cool, and mix with cherry tomatoes, cucumber, bell pepper, parsley, and 2 tablespoons olive oil. Add salt, pepper, and lemon juice. I often include chickpeas or avocado for extra richness and protein. It's fresh, easy, and great for lunch. Quinoa soup. Add 1/2 cup quinoa to a veggie soup, carrots, celery, onion, vegetable broth. Cook for 20 minutes. Season with turmeric and black pepper. It's warming, nutritious, and joint-soothing. Stir-fried quinoa. Sauté 1 cup cooked quinoa with garlic, ginger, greens, spinach or broccoli, and 1 tablespoon soy sauce. Add crispy tofu for protein. It's quick, tasty, and balanced. Quinoa patties. Mix 1 cup cooked quinoa with 1 egg, 1/4 cup whole wheat flour, salt, and pepper. Form patties. Pan fry until golden. Serve with hummus or tomato sauce. It's a fun way to add quinoa to breakfast. Quinoa may cost more than rice, but a little goes a long way, and its health benefits are worth it. I eat quinoa 2 to 3 times a week, and it's now essential. Pair it with lentils or chickpeas for a protein-packed, anti-inflammatory meal. For savings, buy in bulk at markets or dry goods stores. Your joints will thank you, and you'll feel energized. 5. Black beans, the humble hero of every home. Finally, black beans, a familiar food from my childhood. When my mother made sweet black bean dessert, I used to think they were just a rustic treat. But now I know they're a hero in the fight against arthritis. Black beans are simple, cheap, and easy to find, but their power is anything but ordinary. They've helped me reduce swelling, ease pain, and feel healthier every day. How do black beans help? Black beans provide plant-based protein and anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that reduce inflammation. Anthocyanins give black beans their dark color and act like a shield, protecting the body from cell damage. My hands swelled less after eating black beans regularly, especially during humid seasons when arthritis flares. One morning, I woke up and noticed my fingers weren't as puffy as usual, a wonderful feeling. Black beans are rich in magnesium, potassium, and fiber, relaxing muscles, reducing swelling, and stabilizing blood sugar. Potassium flushes out excess sodium, easing joint fluid retention. My knees used to swell after long days, but black beans helped manage this. Fiber prevents inflammation from blood sugar spikes, and magnesium improves sleep, crucial for recovery. Black beans also contain iron, supporting overall health, especially when arthritis leaves you fatigued. For me, black beans are a great meat substitute in an anti-inflammatory diet. They're filling, easy to digest, and don't leave me feeling heavy. I love that they're part of my hometown's culinary culture, making me feel connected and comforted when I cook. How to cook black beans. Black beans are versatile, from savory to sweet. Here are some dishes I make. Black bean soup. Sauté 1 chopped onion, 2 minced garlic cloves, and 1 diced bell pepper. Add 1 cup cooked black beans, 2 cups vegetable broth, and 1 cup crushed tomatoes. Simmer for 20 minutes. Season with turmeric and black pepper. It's hearty, flavorful, and joint-friendly. Black bean tacos. Mix 1 cup cooked black beans with 1 teaspoon chili powder, half a teaspoon cumin, and a pinch of salt. Sauté with onion and garlic. Stuff into tacos with lettuce, tomato, and avocado sauce. It's quick, delicious, and a grandkid favorite. Black bean salad. Combine 1 cup cooked black beans with sweet corn, tomato, parsley, and 2 tablespoons olive oil. Add salt, pepper, and lemon juice. It's fresh, easy, and perfect for busy days. Black bean dessert. Cook 1 cup soaked black beans with 4 cups water. Add 2 tablespoons palm sugar when soft. Serve hot or cold. It's mildly sweet, nutritious, and nostalgic from my childhood. Dried black beans need overnight soaking, but canned ones are convenient, just rinse to remove sodium. I include black beans 2 to 3 times a week, and they're now essential. Pair with greens, turmeric, or quinoa for extra anti-inflammatory benefits. Try a salad with black beans, quinoa, and greens, tasty and nourishing. Starting your journey. If you're living with arthritis, I understand the helplessness and fatigue it brings. But I want you to know you're not alone, and you have the power to change. Here are tips from my experience to begin. Start small. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. Try adding one of these 5 foods, like a lentil soup or hummus with veggies. I began with 1 dish a week, and it became a habit. Plan ahead. Stock lentils, chickpeas, tofu, quinoa, and black beans in your kitchen. Cook a big batch on weekends. Portion, and refrigerate. It saves time and makes adding them easy. Try new recipes. Don't be afraid to experiment. Look up recipes online or ask friends. I was nervous about tofu, but crispy tofu won me over. My grandkids love it, and we cook together now. Combine anti-inflammatory foods. Add turmeric, black pepper, greens, or olive oil to boost benefits. A bowl of quinoa, black beans, greens, and turmeric is both delicious and effective. Listen to your body. Everyone's different. If soy or any food doesn't suit you, try another. All 5 work for me, but find what's best for you. Be patient. Arthritis won't vanish overnight, but small changes add up. It took weeks to notice less pain, but I felt progress daily. Trust your journey. A small journey, big results. Dear friends, living with arthritis isn't easy. Some days, I felt my body was fighting me, and the pain made me want to give up. But over the years, I've learned we're not powerless. Small changes in the kitchen can yield big results. Lentils, chickpeas, tofu, quinoa, and black beans aren't just foods, they're friends that helped me reduce pain, regain strength, and live happier. My journey began with small steps, buying a bag of lentils, trying chickpea hummus, or slicing tofu to fry crisp. I didn't change the world in a day, but each meal was a step forward. My joints hurt less, my body feels lighter, and my spirit is brighter. I can garden again, play with my grandkids, and walk to watch the sunset, joys I thought were gone forever. And I believe you can do it too. Start today. Head to the market. Pick one of these 5 foods: lentils, chickpeas, tofu, quinoa, or black beans. Try a new recipe, no matter how simple. Listen to your body. You may not see changes instantly, but be patient. Health is a journey, and every small step counts. I've come a long way, and I want you to find your path too. Thank you for listening to my story. If it resonates, try it and share it with loved ones. Arthritis may be a challenge, but we can face it, one meal at a time. Health is a precious gift, and sometimes it begins right in our kitchen. I wish you health, joy, and delicious meals.